ask yourself today, what is your apartment investing? What is your multifamily investing? What is it in you that is your greatness that you have in front of you? All right, so this is the Live 100 podcast. I'm Jason Yarusi. This is the place that if you want to go out there and maximize and optimize your life to hit that level 100 for which you do not feel like you are at today, there's one element, 10 elements, 15 elements you're missing in your life. This is the place where we're going to dive in, get you those answers, talk about those topics, and make sure you can get out of the gate on the right foot forward. So today we're going to talk about focus, right? And for me, I had a lot of different things happening in our business life, in our family life. And it came down to making the hard choice. And many times that hard choice is when you are doing something good, right? And it's not necessarily bad, it's not necessarily great, but you're doing it good, right? It feels good and it's doing something that's fulfilling your life, but it's not absolutely getting you where you want. But you have this fear that the fear is that if you take a step or you go outside of this, well, you're gonna lose that good thing, right, that you had, and it might just get worse from there. But on the opposite side of it might get better. So you have to ask yourself, do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in you today to say that I'm gonna bet on me to go out there and do something great, because good is just good, right? I'm not meant to be here for good, I'm meant to be here for great. And the decision we had to make is that Peely and I came out of meeting each other, working in bars and restaurants, doing all these things here where we were doing all these service jobs. Then it led us into construction, where we were running a family construction business where we were still doing all these service tasks and doing something. And we were putting our best foot forward. We were doing good at this. We were great bartenders. We were great at running restaurants. We were great at these things here that were putting us in the front to do these very active positions where the day was driving us. However, it came down that we were starting to have a family, right? And we knew that we wanted to get our time back in our life. And we kept asking that question, like, man, if we just keep doing what we're doing, it's good, right? We're making money, but we're never gonna have the time we want because we have to be there, right? Restaurants open for this time, the construction business is open for this time, so we're never gonna be able to break away from the pattern that we're on right now and never get back to control our day and control our time. So we started doing things that we thought were going to give us that piece of the puzzle that we were missing. And what led us to us was this common word, real estate, that we all talk about here. But with real estate, there's just so many different places you can go. You can flip homes. We see a lot of that in HGTV. You can do this thing called wholesaling. We were doing short-term rentals, Airbnb. We were doing all these projects. So lo and behold, here we are running these service businesses. Then now we couple on all these other activities with real estate, and it sounds great, right? So we're making more money, but again, we are not getting our time to be able to have the life that we are trying to build with our family and our future. So we kept asking that question, right? Where things are going good, but they're not great. Well, is this what we want? Do we want this because it's good, right? And that's where we get this warm comfort, right? That warm comfort of a blanket where we get stuck in good each and every day. And that leads us to just say, oh, you know what? I don't want to risk losing the good. But if you ask that question, right? Is this what you're meant for? Is this what you are here today to do? Well, if that part or that thought in your mind right now is saying, you know what, I think I have more. I think I have more to offer. Well, then you have to ask, what's the risk that happens here? You go outside and look for great. Well, you could always come back to do what's good, right? But you're not, because you're here asking the question, listening to the Live 100 podcast to say, well, what is meant to be great? So we said, what else could we do to get the life we want, make greatness happen, and then still have all the time we want to be able to commit to our family? And Peely met someone doing short-term rentals. They were doing them they were doing rentals out of state. And we said, well, that sounds interesting. So we started doing that, and it was this level of our life where all of a sudden we were putting systems and teams in place because it's 1,000 miles away from us. We were no longer allowed to just run to Home Depot or run down there to meet this tenant or go meet this person to do a construction estimate, because we had to take ourselves out of this because we couldn't run and do the activity. So we had to put other people in positions that they could win. They could help the business forward. And lo and behold, we started to build this community and being able to build these rentals. But what we found was this wasn't something that was scalable. buying 2-family houses, 3-family houses, 4-family houses 1,000 miles away was not something that we felt we could scale without just like a lot of organized chaos, as you'll call it. So we continue to ask, like, okay, this is good. We have money showing up. We have things happening here. We have things coming into our universe that are building us to a better position, right? But it wasn't going to get us to the level of the greatness that we felt was in front of us. So the next question was, okay, what else is there? We just kept asking that question, right? And so many times in our life, we were like, oh, I just don't know the answer. Well, you haven't learned the right question to ask. There's multiple times in my life where I realized that what I wanted, I couldn't get to because at that time, I wasn't ready, right? I didn't have the ammunition of the right questions to get the right answers. And as soon as I could find out how to ask that question correctly or who to pose that question to, lo and behold, I found the solution to everything I wanted. So we came upon someone that was investing in apartment buildings. Basically, they were just buying apartment buildings that you see all around your town, your city, right? And they were buying that through something called syndication, where they actually pool funds from friends, families, and investors so they can buy these large buildings. And what I found was I had that adaptation where I could see it as like buying a large restaurant where you were buying a business. Well, this was just like buying a business. I was buying a business where instead, all the people that would come to the restaurant, well, I actually have a bunch of tenants that are living in this building. And we're able to bring our friends and family in there because of the large nature of the asset and the large nature of the investment is that we could all win together. So we did everything we could just to learn as much as we want, but we went all in. And where the focus came in is that we stopped flipping the homes, we stopped doing the wholesaling, we stopped doing the Airbnbs, we stopped doing the rentals out of state, and we put all of our focus right into this box. Now, we were still doing the construction, right? I had a commitment to that, but we started to slowly allow that commitment to be fulfilled and fill the gap so we can move more and more into the space. So we put all of our energy into this space to say, okay, how can we do this successfully? What have other people done that we could replicate? We always want the new, right? Especially now today, just where with the click nature to be able to go out there and say, okay, what's new? What's something that we can find that can be this next exciting thing? But simple, boring, routine is where money's made. So we found people that were investing in apartment buildings through this method, and we said, well, let's just replicate that method. So over the course of the next year, we did everything we could to learn all the steps of the process, to understand what does it take to get to where I am right now, a couple rentals, to buy a large building. And we got very specific about where we wanted to invest. We're going to invest in Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, what do we want to invest in? We're going to invest in 75 to 150 units built between 1970 and 2005 on the south side of Louisville. And then we went out there and started building our teams, building our networks, putting other people around us that could help us to this goal. So we'd find brokers, we met with bankers who would do loans in these type of buildings, we found property managers who would manage these type of buildings. Then we started talking to our friends and family, letting them know about this because it was such a new space that we didn't want to take advantage that we were just going to bring them this idea and all of a sudden they were going to say, here's my money. So we started educating them, putting them in the right position to be ready to come into these investments when we found one. So they got prepared to be in the know about why this and how this could benefit them. So we did the work, we started taking the steps, we started getting very focused on what we want because we knew greatness was in front of us and it was not something of us staying comfortable. And everything you want is on the other side of really just being uncomfortable, right? So you can be uncomfortable, you get yourself into the step, the focus of where do I want to go? We wanted to go into these bigger buildings we've provided that not only could it provide us opportunity, but allowed us to bring other people into the opportunity. So after the course of the year, after all this work, we found an opportunity to buy a 94-unit apartment building. And at that time, it was $2.3 million. We brought that building back in 2017. It was in May of 2017. And that transaction was the stepping stone for us to go and put idea into action, make idea into reality. And from there, the reality started to transcend us to that next step forward, to get us to where we felt we could find our greatness. Because now we can choose our days, we can choose our times, we can choose when to work. And we love working. We come to work, we work We more than most. But that's what we want to do and we enjoy it. But we can choose to do that now. We don't have to do it. We choose to take the steps for where we want to go in our life. We can also choose, right? So Peely's out with our daughter today and have a little mommy-daughter thing, right? She can choose to do that because of what we've set up to get away from being good, from being comfortable, to take the warm blanket off and go out there and expose herself to something uncomfortable. It now allows us to have the greatness to choose the opportunities in front of us and not be pushed into the days that most of us are. So if you're sitting there today and you're saying to yourself, man, I am stuck in a routine and it's good, it's fine. Well, do you really want fine? And if you do, if you're cool, like, that's cool too. Like, great, then you're living your 100. But if you know right now, and there's a lot of you out there, that this is not the life that you set out for, and there's more for you, then ask yourself today, what is your apartment investing? What is your multifamily investing? What is it in you that is your greatness, that you have in front of you, that maybe you've been sitting on the sideline to go after because you just felt that risk was just a little bit outside your comfort zone? Most of everything we do here is on the other side of uncomfortable. You gotta be uncomfortable in life. If you're not uncomfortable, you're not taking enough risks. You don't wanna get decades out. You don't wanna get down that path. You don't wanna get down that road and look back and say, man, I wish I knew what would happen if I just tried. Most of us in life, if we just look back here, there's things that we haven't tried in our life that if we could go back, we would try them today. Well, you can't go back, so why not choose today? You're gonna take that next step to try something today. What's the worst gonna happen? People are gonna say something about you, who cares? Not as many people are thinking about you as you think are because they're busy in their own life, making their own decisions, stuck in their own life that they're not happy with today. But today you can sit there to say, today I choose to try something new. I choose to try something that can be powerful in building my future, not only for me, but for everyone around me and for everyone coming up behind me. So that's the Live 100 podcast in a nutshell, is that you have to choose today that your greatness is in front of you and you're no longer gonna accept good. Bad is easy. We don't want bad, but good is the place that most get stuck. I'm Jason Yarusi. That's the Live 100 podcast. Make sure you go down there, hit that like and subscribe. There's somewhere here today that needs to hear this message. Make sure you share this with him. Put this in front of them so they can hear where they can find their greatness as well. That's what I got. Let's do this.